Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and yeah, that's right, I'm taking this outdoors life thing just a little too far. For you, maybe. Hope you don't get motion sickness. In the meantime, Spider-Man, life story from the 70s. This is part 2, alright? So I hope you checked out the 60s because it's kind of cool. Some of that stuff actually, some of it, for the most part, really exacerbates itself over here. Anyway, let's get talking about who made this comic book, because F yeah. In fact, would it be easier if I just showed you? No, it wouldn't. Okay, so writer Chip Zdarsky, penciler Mark Bagley, inker Drew Hennessy, Frank D'Armata on colors, and letters VC's Travis Lanham. This is Chapter 2, Our Father's Way. Cover Zdarsky, awesome, and variant cover Michael Cho. All right, and of course, Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee and drawn by Steve Ditko. So yeah, this is pretty badass, dude, man. You got like Spider-Man. He's ruminating over the war and like, why does life suck so much over in Vietnam, and you know, how come it's been dragged on, and it has been dragged on. We know that what was it, when was the final move out of Vietnam? I can't remember. I'm thinking 74, but I can't remember offhand. Anyway, any Vietnam vets in there, first off, man, much love and respect, and yeah, what do you call it? Anyway, these guys haven't pulled out yet, and it's like 1977. Mainly because, not because Captain America has been saving lives on both sides, because that's what Captain America does, but rather because Tony Stark is Tony Stark. This jackass is out there in full iron armor, air conditioned and whatnot, whatever, but more than that, it's got like camouflage on it. I mean, what kind of a jackass goes out in freaking camouflage in a giant metal suit? And make no mistake, I mean, if you got like a tank or something like that, or an APC, I get it, you kind of need that. But the idea is that it's not camouflaged when it's moving, just so that we're clear. So the idea that he's camouflaged this armor that he's constantly moving in is asinine. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it's freaking hysterical. It's just like something Tony Stark would do. He thinks he knows what he's doing, but in reality, nah, you're just some jackass making things up as you go along. You happen to be really smart, though. I love this portrayal of him. Even though it's literally just a single scene, that is so Tony Stark. And he's convinced Ant-Man to join him, which, yeah, that sounds a lot like Ant-Man also. He also said something about his Iron Lackey. I don't know who his Iron Lackey is. Oh, maybe he's talking about Tony Stark. Tony Stark's Iron Lackey, because we don't realize that Tony Stark actually is Iron Man yet. Not sure. Anyway, he's the one who's keeping this war going, because he doesn't like the idea of losing. Yeah, again, that sounds like Tony freaking Stark. Remember who he's modeled off of, guys. You know, that's a pretty big deal. So as for Spider-Man, he's getting into it, man, not nearly far enough from civilization that I got dump trucks going by. But, what do you call it? The idea that Spider-Man is getting into it with Miles Warren, I think was his name. He eventually turns out to be a major enemy for the for Spider-Man, the Clone Saga, the Jackal. Also, he's working for Reed Richards, and he gets into conundrums with him. Reed is actually being pretty cool in this, but then again, that's Reed being cool to Peter. It's not Reed being cool to his wife and his family, because they left him. More specifically, what do you call it? I love the idea that we show that Sue left him to go be with Namor. That's the man under the sea. That is freaking like I think that they would be a better fit. I've thought that for a really long time. Not when the series was, you know, in the first 100 issues or so, because no, but much afterwards, like Byrne and all them, they showed that Namor would probably be a much better person for him. Narcissistic, yes, so is Reed, but Namor never hit her. So what do you call it? And he actually loved her and wanted to spend time with her. So anyway, yeah, the thing going on with Miles is so freaking perfect. Wow, that is beyond perfect. The arrival of the Black Goblin, should we consider this a first appearance? That was actually really interesting. I like that, and I like that it only lasted for as long as it needed to, which was a couple of panels. The most important part was the aspect of what Miles was actually doing. That is crazy. I'm not going to give the spoiler. Go read the comic book. You probably already have. You definitely should have. This is a must-read. This is a straight must-read, guys. This was a fantastic comic book. I don't know where else to go with this. all the nuances. This is just like a giant-sized what-if comic book. Next, we're going to be talking about the symbiotes. What now? So, because they're talking about, you know, our secret war. That's what the next issue is going to be called, and that's got to involve the symbiote. That's the most important thing that came out of the secret wars. You could say that, you know, you can argue other things, but literally, that symbiote is the most profound thing that came out of there, more than the Beyonders, and everything that came after that. No, everything that's been expounded upon by this around that symbiote suit. That's one of the biggest things to happen to Marvel. Just, man, hell, it gave us Donny Cates. So anyway. Mad love for this comic book, man. This is what a what if comic book should be. Can we just give the What If franchise to Trip Zdarsky? Just, you know, is that too much praise? I don't think so either. All right, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, chilling like a villain. Class dismissed.